Welcome back to another exciting week of Friday Night Fights. This is week 12 we're going into. Crunch time, definitely, for some of the people in the division. With me, as always, is Charles.
Yes, the long season finally winding down.
The long fake season is what you meant to say. Yeah, I understand.
The long fake season.
It's a fake season. This doesn't really count for anybody.
People have been saying it's a fake season.
Absolutely. That's a talk around town. It's like this season doesn't count because half the people got to skip that game against a killer Nurgle too. So it doesn't count. If you do make the playoffs in this, don't put that as a feather in your cap. So, don't even count that. I mean, I'd be embarrassed to make the playoffs under these conditions. So you know, that's just me and my sour grapes. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll jump right into our scorecards. We'll look at last week's results. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our scorecards, where we're going to take a look at last week's results. Our match of the week last week, Charles selected Ars Gotia versus One Cheese to be the match of the week. Charles, tell us about that game.
Yeah, very Ziazera kind of game, lots of bash. The Skaven cannot find a good wizard play, so they don't use it. And during the first half, Chaos gets 7 total removals. And the Skaven chose as an inducement the bowling chain guy. And he's forced to be brought out for a single turn on turn 8 because he was on the bench during all the time. So he just got 1 block out of it. And then Chaos scored, it's 1-0. Then second half, the Skaven get pressure, they don't have many players. They actually avoid a sack, but they lose the ball trying to dodge away. They lightning bolt to try to salvage something from the match, but they fail to dodge again to recover. And Chaos just gets the ball and cruises to victory.
Yeah, I watched this game and it was just removal after removal, and then Rex he was playing terribly. I mean, he even admitted afterwards he was just. Why would you put somebody with a secret weapon? You have no bribes, and you don't put them on to start the game, thinking that you're going to have enough people on the pitch against a murder chaos team. That makes no sense to me. Like, I did that in my rookie season. I think I did that once and realized, oh wait, you just better put him out on defense to start. And then he tried a 1-turn, but. I mean, he looked like, I don't know what that 1-turn was. He screwed up like every aspect of the 1-turn, and I think at that point he just kind of threw his hands up and realized this game was going nowhere. So it was an ugly game to watch. If you're into rats, do not watch this game. If you're into chaos killing stuff, then absolutely go watch it. Oh my god, that was some serious killing. And then to top it off, Ars Gotia was the better team. They also had if you look at the block dice here, it was 20 POWs to only 11 skulls. So it's just kind of a POW day for them. Brutal.
As usually the Ars Gotia games go, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what they do, is kill stuff. 2-0 win for Ars Gotia. Congratulations. He's going to be close to locking up the division now, isn't he?
No, I think he's going to be second place.
Oh, is he? Alright, well, I guess
he locks out his playoff spot, basically, but winning the division is harder.
Okay. Let's jump right into the action here. Murdery Space Elf Troop lost to We Chillin' 1-2. Now, I know you got to watch this game. Tell us a little about this one.
I somehow get to always watch We Cheating games.
Yeah.
Have you watched this one?
I can't remember watching this one. I remember I picked this one, but I don't think I watched it.
Okay, so game starts very difficult for me. I have a plan, I have a strategy. I go into score very fast. I need a 2+ and a 2+ each with a reroll, but I get a 1 in 36. So the ball hits the ground early. The opponent gets the ball and goes to the other side of the pitch. I actually get a sack, and then when I go to recover it, I roll a 1 in 36 again. Then he grabs the ball back because he doesn't roll 1 in 36s. He does a good screen and gets the ball kind of out of range, very difficult to sack. So I have to use my wizard on my own offensive drive. The ball scatters into his own player's hands and she catches it. When I go for the sack, I roll a 1 in 36 again, and he eventually goes in and scores. So we start the second half with me down 1-0 with no wizard, and the only thing I have going for me is that the 3 KOs didn't come back. So I'm kind of desperate because the draw is not worth it for me, and if they just go to nil, they just win the game basically. So I actually go for the stop. I don't have. It's like stopping an elf team that wants to score. They are not actually wanting to stall. They just want to score. So I put pressure on them, sack the ball, recover, and then I have the choice of going for the draw or trying my best at putting the ball on the ground again. And I decide to go for the win, and I do the same thing again. Like my sackers get spread out, and I felt like the opponent was going for 2 dice blocks, so his team was kind of next to each other all the time. He was putting more and more assists and clumping the team together, so I got to reduce the space of the field they had, and I sacked the ball again, and I actually scored on turn 16 going for the win. So basically the most satisfying second half of the season, I guess.
I looked this game up in the replay analyzer to see the luck variables, and there was only like 2 turns where you had better dice than your opponent, and you still managed to 2-1 win that. So I was going to go back and watch this. I just never got a chance to.
Yeah, this game was kind of crazy. If you look at my dodging dice, I dodged like a Camry team.
Yeah, like 56% success.
Yeah,
that's ugly.
That was actually edge 2, right? So that's so painful, and
Ouch.
yet somehow Wichilling gets it done. I think it was very satisfying.
Yeah, good job. Let's take a look.
He still gets the playoff spot though, but
oh yeah,
that's life.
That's you did what you could. Romanian Rebels 0-3 loss. 2
Oof.
Gourmet Governors. Ooh, putting it down. Now, did I call that one? I don't even remember. I just remember how hard it is to play vampires if you haven't played a lot of them.
Yeah, we both picked the Governors because of that.
Witch Elf picks up MVP. That's nice. And a Vampire picks up MVP on the other side. Let's see. 68% ball possession for the Governors. 12% in their half. 56% in the opponent's half. So this is the typical Vampires score better on defense when they're just trying to pick the ball apart, take it, and score.
And they have no threat of actually taking any damage, so they are free to just make the game crazy and score it over and over.
Yep, Vampires do a lot of elf stuff better than elves.
Yeah, strength 4, right?
Strength 4.
They're not very fast, but it's not like Dark Elf is gonna just rush past them.
Yeah.
I heard they saying the game started on turn 1 very badly for the elf team because the ball was on the side of the pitch, right on the sideline, and then he won in 36 the pickup and serves the ball right into the Vampires team.
Ugly.
So it's always going to be a difficult day when that happens.
Well, let's take a look at his pickups here. Pickup 2 for 2, 50%. So that's kind of unusual for elves. Yeah, just it's hard to play against vampires. No doubt. But 3-0. Ooh, brutal.
Yeah, he takes the worst possible experience against vampires with him into next season. So
yeah, like the first time I played vampires, I lost 3-0. So it happens.
Yeah.
I think one time I lost 4-0, but I don't count that game.
You shouldn't.
I shouldn't. I mean, it was an actual game. It was one of our clanmates, but I don't count that one. That's me learning. I had to learn how to do it. All right. Bogue Bombers 1-0 win over the Blighty Moes. That was a admin game.
Week.
Bring out your undead. 0-2 loss to the Boss Hog Outlaws. Now you got to watch
Oh.
this game. I think I watched this game too. This one was mud stomping.
Wanna talk to us about it?
Yeah. Well, all I remember is watching Rand's regeneration never working. It was just like turned off for the game, and part of me laughs because regen is, to me, it's like a cheat mode that you have in the game where you get a 4+ ward save, and then Khemri get 4+ ward saves on all their players. So they're back usually at the second half. They're just back to full strength, but not this game. This game was a lot
And they
different.
have cheat players, so they keep coming back, and
Yep,
they
and they
always want to
foul
have-
you, and they just and they can't get over their strength. But here's the best stat of the day: 5 failed regenerations, only 1 success. Oh, that made, as a Chorf coach, that kind of made me giggle. I really thought Boss Hog Outlaws was in danger here, but no. Turns out because of the quick removals and just constant pounding, Rand never had a chance to get back into this game. Did you see this one?
Yeah, 2 Tomb Guardians died on the first 2 turns, and then on turn 3, a 3rd Tomb Guardian was KO'd.
Oh, that makes my day.
Yeah, and the Camry also got a bunch of pushes. They started with the ball, probably trying to get some good fouling on, and maybe getting lucky putting some blockers away. But he just gets an insane amount of pushes, like actually insane. He can't put anybody on the ground, and I guess he gets frustrated, and he is also unable to pick up the ball. With a reroll, he fails twice, so that means he failed 4 times. And I guess it was a very tilting first 3 turns, and I can't blame Rand to kind of. Yeah, there's not much you can do.
There's not much you can do when you're rolling that bad and nothing's working, and you outstrength them, but you just push them around, and they have block on everybody. So that was an ugly one for him. Now, like I said earlier, I think his luck has just kind of run out. I wonder if he's going to re-roll the team, or is he going to stick with it? That's the question.
Well, he told us he's only going to re-roll when he scores the Camry 1-turner, so I'm going to hold him to that.
Oh, brother. No, just re-roll.
And so I expect this team to be around for a while until he does the 1-turner.
Or don't buy Tomb Guardians yet. Yeah, don't buy your Tomb Guardians yet. Just kind of save up for them, and that way, when you get seeded next season, you'll be in a weaker division because your team value will be a lot less. So don't boost your team.
Hopefully, the admins don't look at team value.
Admins are stupid. They always look at team value. I hope my admin didn't hear me say that. They don't watch my show. Who cares? No, I think they.
Isn't Zeta an admin of some kind?
God, I hope not.
I think he is.
Oh no. I'm gonna edit this out of the show. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what they look at, but I think team value is part of what they look at. Racial diversity, team value, and like your record. Because if it was just record, there'd be a lot. I just see teams that are weirdly high TV but not very winny against the opposite, and it's just like something's going on. I don't know. They won't give us the exact formula they use because they don't want you to work the system.
Yeah, my problem with that is that it looks like a ladder where if you win a lot, your team value is getting pushed up, right? So if you just stick around by being bad and you get a very good team, you're eventually gonna be able to beat the guys who are on top, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ace Trucking Company 1-0 win over Stunt Force. Now, did I call that one? I think I did.
Everyone did.
Yeah, I think that was the claw versus no claw. And even wounded Ace Trucking Company is probably a little stronger with removal. So
I actually think you got every single game of this week correct, and I only got wrong my own game, so it was a predictable week.
Yeah, I'm opening an envelope here, and it says on week 11 I'm gonna pick every matchup correctly, and I did it. So that's kind of a surprise. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you beforehand I was gonna do that because that would kind of ruin the surprise. But I knew I was gonna pick them correctly. Let's see. Stump Force armor. 54% armor saves. So I've got to be guessing here. You're getting a lot of claw hits and just at 54%. Injury 65% success. So just getting removals quick and early on you. Ace Trucking Company not doing anything what looks like special here. Piles, nothing stands out to me here. Let's take a look at the skill points. Stunt Force only picks up 6 points. Ace Trekking Company picks up like 22. Not a bad game for him. So that's one way to get back into the mix of your next season. He's back up fully armed and ready to go. Grody Greens 1-0 win over Yeti to Conquer. Now let's take a look at this one.
How much time has it been since Yeti to Conquer got a win?
Boy, Yeti to Conquer just got... Was it the Chaos game that just kind of ruined him? It's been all downhill.
Yes.
I'd have to look at it, but I think it's just kind of been all downhill from there. Grody Greens pick up an insane amount of skill points here. 5, 10, 18, and 20 points compared to Yeti's 8. And let's take a look at Grody Green's armor holding up 66%. Getting a lot of injuries on their team though, so it wasn't an easy game. But then again, armor only holding up 40% of the time for Yeti to Conquer, and their injuries 44%. So
and this is one team that might be re-rolled now.
Yeti to Conquer.
I think they are without a win for I don't know 7 weeks or something like that. At this point.
Well, when we get to our pound for pound, we'll take a look and see where he sits in the leaderboard, and we'll take a look at everybody and kind of see where they're at. I think that is...
Oh, and there was an armor bust on his armor plus Yeti.
Okay.
So then he's back to AV8, and I guess that makes him very inefficient.
Yeah, that was the block Yeti, wasn't it? I think he has a
Yes.
block Yeti. Now it's armor 8. Sad day for you, but I gotta assume he's getting retired.
Right.
Let's see. Grody Greens did take 2 deaths and 3 casualties, but Yeti to Conquer took 6 casualties. So, unfortunate day for Yeti to Conquer, but good day if you're the Grody Greens. You keep continuing to roll on, really making moves here. All right.
After a tough start.
A tough start, but keeping it rolling. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll take a look at our pound for pound segment. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is the Pound for Pound series where we take a look at our leaderboards. Who's on top, who's on bottom, who's making moves, who's not making moves. Boss Hog Outlaws up at the top, 24 points, 7 touchdown differential, so tied with Ziazetta's Ars Gosha. But Ars Gosha has 1 more loss, so that's going to be a close... I'd have to look at the rest of the schedule. We can do that on the next segment, but I don't know if anybody here has an admin game left. Do you know?
Oh, Murder Space Health Troop does,
Okay.
and Ars Gosha.
Okay, so Ars Gosha is going to definitely get 1 more win out of it. 2 more games left, so I mean, it's not cakewalk for Boss Hog Outlaws. They can obviously they could drop this one, but it's going to be a nice tight series there for that. Motley still in the hunt for that playoff spot. C. Arnold, does this guy have a chance? He's got to hope for a few losses here.
If any of the Grody Greens or the Space Health Troop don't win one of their games, then I can go into the Challenger Cup, and if both lose points, I can go into playoffs. But I would have to win both my matches, which is not easy.
So you win and you're in. They lose and they snooze. Gourmet Governors really came along. I mean, they were struggling at the beginning. They came back to 5 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws. So respectable, especially for vampires that were. I mean, I think he was put up in this division because of his record a little too high, but he's a good coach, obviously. Skaven started off decent. I thought Skaven were up in the top like 5 at one point, kind of falling behind. Bogue Bombers
After
right
the
there.
damage.
Yeah, but the Skaven one, she's also, I think that's another team that kind of moved up because they won their division early and got thrown up here into the Murder Fest, along with Bogue Bombers. I remember we covered them last season. Good coach here. He's got 5 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. That's respectable for being thrown up with humans this high. Bring out your undead, same thing. He won his division, or he got like 2nd or 3rd in his division. Got moved up a little too high again, I think, but he'll either be moving down.
Yeah, those might have been 2 mistakes by the admin team, putting these guys up on Division 2 so early.
Right.
And we might be looking at the 2 of them re-rolling because of it, so I don't like to see that. I think they should have been given 1 more season, and I do empathize because that's exactly what happened to me. I was up there at my 2nd season as well.
Yeah, that's what happened to me like a few seasons ago too. So One of the things I hate about that is that, again, I think they also look at team value. And if you have a Khemri team with a lot of skills spread out and you're 1700, and a guy who's up in Division 1 gets murdered and moved down to this division, and he's at 1700, but his 1700 points are on killers, whereas you're just kind of spread out among the whole team, then it's not really that great of a matchup, because while you have as many skills, he's taking troops off the board, I mean, every other turn. So
yeah, the TV is on the pieces that take away TV from others.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
So
TV that makes more of a difference.
I would like to. I don't know if they can ever fix that though. I mean, I'd like to see a little better. Like a season 1 team should not be up this high in my opinion. But what are you gonna do? I would think there would be a limit to how high you can climb also. I mean,
yes, I think that's the point of the tier system, to not allow this to happen anymore. So let's hope that it fixes it. I think season 1 teams are obviously gonna keep the protection, and then season 2 teams need a soft kind of protection where you maybe only just play with two second season teams, maybe some third season teams, and then you should be clear to go anywhere.
Hopefully the new system starts working now, but I know that this was just implemented this season is the first time.
Yeah,
And
so
you
this
guys-
is the first time that it's gonna be placement based on the tier system, so
Yeah.
we can hope that it's gonna do better.
Hopefully it fixes it for you guys. If not, I'm sure we'll readdress what's going on here. Ken still holding on to that 10th spot. Hasn't played a game in weeks. What a machine this guy is. It's amazing. Kicks. Of course, this is a rebuilding, I think, for Kicks after the Chaos Massacre he took. Yeti
Right.
Conquer, again, that's, I think, another team that got booted up a little too high and now is paying the price for it. Same with Romanian Rebels.
I'm not sure how old they are.
Yeah, I gotta look at it. I don't remember. Let me
No, they're
see.
pretty old.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they? All right, well, time to reroll.
Yeah. So he's on the process of being built up and going down, and then
Oh yeah,
Going
he's got
down, right?
he's got a ton of seasons here. Since season 8. Man, it's time to reroll. I wonder if he's just been holding off rerolling because the team is like above average. You know what I mean? There's like a diminishing returns where you're like, I don't want to start over because I got a good team here, but the team doesn't get any better because it's been injured for so long.
and it never reaches the critical point where it sucks. So you're always
Right.
feeling like, oh yeah, I'm almost getting good,
Yes,
and then it goes down again.
that's the law of diminishing returns. You keep hoping for something better to happen, but it probably just never does. Romanian Rebels seems like a fairly new team. I think we covered them a season or 2 ago, not too long ago. I don't know if their team's really that damaged anymore. Let's see. Yeah, they still got a team here. They got Witch Elves, Blitzers.
Oh yeah, they have a
Yeah,
pretty
keep that
great
team.
base with a Star Witch Elf
Yep.
and the Strength Up Blitzer. So if they can have skills around them, the other players don't need to be special. These
Nope.
two guys can carry you.
You've proven that with your team when it got massacred. You just only need 2 or 3 good players to keep it going.
Yeah, if the good ones stick around and you can put some skills on the other ones, that's an amazing team. So
Yeah, and
That-
plus you'll probably move down to Division 3, which will be a lot. You'll be facing scrubs like me who are easy to beat.
and he's gonna go down with the experience of having played this whole season.
Yeah, and surviving this murder fest up here.
Yes.
So that should be a good learning lesson. Stump Force. Stump Force is still healthy. I mean, a lot of their TV is in the Death Roller, who's block guard piece. I mean, it's a beautiful piece, but 250 points of your team is tied up into that one piece.
Yeah, he has to go, man. For the team to take this step up, they need to get rid of it.
You think so? I don't know. I like that block guard on it. It's
It's
really
because
nice.
it's a dwarf team that lost every game against the elves.
That's true.
So that means
And the murder teams gave
You
them the
are-
business.
you are not doing what the team's designed to do. Like, you are trying to cover your bases, but you're not doing the bread and butter well, because
Yeah.
you become less efficient with that.
You do make a good point there. You should be
That
beating the agile teams with all the tackle you have, and then
Yes.
taking your lumps from the kill teams. But here you're playing to kill the kill teams, but it's just not working. You're beating neither
Yes,
one.
and then you are not great against any of them. You're just trying every game. You're like an underdog every game because your team is not specialized to do what it is meant to do.
Right. You don't focus on one thing to do it well. You just kind of you're just gonna be stuck in this routine if you don't do something here. But it's your team if you're just having fun with it. Absolutely, go ahead, knock yourself
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's.
I mean, you're gonna drop down to again, like I said, you'll drop down into the Division 3, one of the letter 3s for sure, and then, like I said, you get scrubs like me. So,
And that's why there's people who play halflings. That's why there's people who play vampires. Sometimes you just want to have the wacky build and
yeah,
have
sometimes
fun.
sometimes you just want to run over people with a death roller. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
let's take a quick commercial break, and we will come back with our main event. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our main event segment. We go over next week's matchups and we try to get a coach on the show. If you have not been contacted by Charles, go ahead and blame him. If you have been contacted and you ignored him or you said you couldn't be on the show, shame the devil. Shame on you. But with us, Charles, who did you wind up getting this time?
Because we can't get anyone in, we're going back into the familiar faces. So we got Vulpes and Kota again.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you all. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Charles, the way you said it, though, it's like you were like, this is all we can get.
This is all we can get?
Yeah.
Just the top of the division?
Yeah, just be a little more excited about the whole process. Charles,
Okay.
who's your
alright.
matchup of the week that doesn't, obviously not your team anymore, but who's going to be the matchup of the week this week?
We got the Grody Greens versus Boss Hog Outlaws, and my dog ate the image of the main event, so I hope you guys can live without it.
The Grody Greens versus the Boss Hog Outlaws, yes.
Oh
Let's
boy.
take a look here. Grody Greens, 1980, and on a good roll. Boss Hog Outlaws, 2030, also on a really good roll. Let's take a look and see who's up, who's down. You know, I don't remember all these strength ups for the Grody Greens. He must have got another strength up on this Nurgle Warrior. But
He has another one now.
yeah, he's got two. That's amazing. And Guard, Claw, Plum. Oh, jeez. This seems really
And by
getting
amazing,
stacked.
surely mean horrible for everyone else?
Well, no,
right?
no. People enjoy playing this kind of team. Let's take a look at the Boss Hog Outlaws, and they come in completely healthy too.
And clawless?
Did they have Claw?
0.
Oh, that's right. They haven't had any
Early in
Claw.
the season.
Okay, I thought he had Claw at one point, at least like one piece. But now he comes in completely clawless and lots of guard and one strength up. Oh boy, this is an interesting game. Charles, who do you like in this matchup?
I think usually it's a bad matchup for Chorfs, but I still think this Grody Greens is not as killy, so there's gonna be chances for the guard to make a difference. So I'm going with the top of the division, Boss Hog Outlaws.
All right, I like your optimism here. Vulpes, who do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, this is a tough one. So as you know, the Nurgle's pretty awful matchup for Chorfs.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the one benefit that I have is that his Nurgle warriors don't have Claw, but he has plenty of Mighty Blow. He has a super beast of Nurgle. He does have Tetanus Timmy, the Pestigore, who's a Claw Bomber. I think it really comes down to how many knockdowns and how many armor breaks he gets with Tetanus Timmy. If he goes off and gets 3-4 removals in a drive, I don't win this one, but I'm confident. I think he'll come out on top.
All right, just to be different, I am going to go with the Grody Greens because as a fellow Chorf coach, I hate playing teams that have Claw and Strength over you. It's just ridiculously hard.
And regen.
And regen, yeah, thank you. At least regen on the good players. And he's got cheap Fowlers, and he's got cheap line pieces he can put up on the line. So I say it's going to be a close one, but I think the Grody Greens pull it out. They're on their win streak, and anytime I can bet against Vulpes, I'll take it. All right, but good luck. Yeah, at least you catch him now. He doesn't have a lot of claws. He's only got one claw piece, and you've got none. I mean, you're very fortunate in that. It's not like a stacked team of kill.
Right.
I mean, you're not going up against the other chaos team that was stacked kill.
Nurgle team.
Yeah. No, I'm just
The
saying.
one who-
What's his name? Ziazetta's team.
Oh,
It's just like claw everywhere. That was a brutal game. Let's take a look at our next matchup. We Chillin' versus One Cheese. Is that correct? Yeah. We Chillin' coming in at 1750. One Cheese coming in at 1680. We Chillin' coming in completely healthy. And the Rats also coming in completely healthy. They've got, looks like some movement bust, edge bust on their Blitzer, but who cares about the edge on the Blitzer? Actually, Vulpes, why don't you go ahead and give us your thoughts on this game? Who takes it?
Yeah, this is another close one. I'm going to be leaning towards Charles and Wheatshillen at the win on this one, mostly because Rex just has the one blitzer who is pretty busted up. If he had his second killer in there, I think I'd lean him, but he's taking some damage this year. I'm going to lean Charles on this one.
Charles, I am going to pick you as well. I think the last matchup, One Cheese, Rex just kind of lost his marbles, and I think it's thrown his game off. He's going to have trouble recovering against you. You position really well, and you've already demonstrated you can play against other Edge teams in the division. So who do you like in this one, Charles? Please pick against yourself. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, because I don't know what to expect. I think games against Caven are always crazy and unpredictable. Somehow, every time I try to make it a shootout, Nuffle decides to give me a 1 in 36 or rain or something crazy. So I'm gonna find a good excuse to pick myself because I don't know what's gonna happen. So,
well, the good news is that Rex doesn't have a natural one-turner, and he doesn't know how to regular one-turn either. So you'll be fine. I'm just kidding, Rex.
That's fired.
That was brutal. Let's see. Good luck with that.
He doesn't know how to use Juggernaut. He knows how to one turn, but he doesn't know how to use Juggernaut.
No, did you watch his game last week? Because last week he screwed up his one turn and he was all flustered.
Pretty bad, yeah.
He was like, "What am I doing here?"
And I think a pretty good thing that he can do is fire Ratanawa Zoro and buy a new guy, a rookie, and start building for the next season, right, guys?
Now, do you think he's going to take your advice on this, Charles? I don't think you're unbiased.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
nice try.
Only if you fire your double niggle Mighty Blow blitzer as well.
Oh, I would take that trade actually.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Yeti to Conquer 1250 versus Stump Force coming in at 1610. These are two teams that have been struggling recently, so somebody's O has got to go.
Yes.
Let's take a look.
Hopefully
Yeti to Conquer.
they don't draw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeti to Conquer. Missing a Yeti and an Ulf Warner, so a lot of strength off of the team. And Stump Force, although missing both of their runners, so nobody to carry the ball. That's gonna be an interesting. One team can't pick up the ball, and the other's too weak to do anything with it. They still got their Berserkers, and Berserkers kind of make the team run. Boy, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Stump Force just for the giggles. I think the better team, better coach here is for Yeti to Conquer, but I think he's not gonna have any answers. He's gonna have too many loners, and that death roll is just gonna roll over people for that first half, and that should be enough to do it. Who do you like, Charles?
I think the Nars are busted, but with the Dwarves not having a ball carrier, I think the Nars can make a stop and find a way to score, even though they have not.
Well, even if they pick up with just a blocker, it's
At
a
their full
50%,
strength.
75% with a reroll. It's not. I mean, it's the same as running with a Bull Centaur at that point. But
Yeah, but it's
obviously,
not
you like
just
to have the
picking up.
movement of a runner.
Yes, that's the point.
Yeah.
They can pick up the ball, but they are very slow.
All right, you convinced me. I'm changing my pick. I'm going back with Yeti to Conquer. Fine. Vulpes, who do you like in this one?
This match is a bit of a sad state of affairs here.
Yeah.
Even the you can carry on a blitzer as dwarves. It's not great, but even one of his blitzers is movement busted. So it's a bit of a struggle here. I'm gonna go with the dwarves. It's a bad matchup for Norse typically. I think AV7's gonna rear its ugly head, and I think the dwarves will get the advantage, especially with the Yeti not there.
Yeah, he's got plenty of money to blow. You know what? You convinced me, Vulpes. I'm going back with the dwarves. All right. So back to Stump Force. All right.
I'm sad we were robbed of a Yeti versus Death Roller match.
Yeah, I bet the Yeti is too. They both had block too, so that would have been an actual interesting matchup there. But Claw would have been able to help with that Death Roller. Let's take a look at our next matchup here. Who do we got next? Ars Gosha is gonna get a bye week against Blighty Mo's. Boo, fake season. Ace Trucking Company's already played the Gourmet Governors for some reason. What was wrong with you people? Who plays? I don't think the week is rolled over from my division yet. You guys got an early roll or something?
they asked for an early roll. Maybe somebody would be busy, so they rolled it on Tuesday and already played it.
Jeez, Tuesday.
So what happens when Lumi's in the div? He gets to roll whenever and just gets to play his games whenever. He'll probably roll it early if he has to.
So
Another reason to call it a fake season?
yeah, collusion. Fake season. So if you win, you got to turn in your trophy, and it doesn't count. We're gonna take back any statistics or trophies you get.
Yes.
Bring out your undead versus murdery space elf troop. Bring out your undead come in at a skinny 1450. Murdery space elf troop comes in at a fat 1820. Bring out your undead. I can't remember. They're missing a few players here though, aren't they? They only got 2 Tomb Guardians left. Ooh, they only got 70k in the bank. Is that right? Oh, 80k in the bank. So they can't really afford a new Tomb Guardian. And Space Elf Troop comes in, looks like completely healthy, and plenty of guard and a strength up piece. You know, for this one, I'm going with Murdery Space Elf Troop. I think with all those pieces missing, he's not going to get good blocks from the undead, are not going to get good blocks on the elves here. Who do you like in this one, Vulpes?
Yeah, poor Rand. Jesus, I diced the ever-living crap out of him last week, and his team is looks about as bad as the Norse and Dwarves we just saw.
Yeah.
I think you got to go with the elves in this one.
I think so. It's just too much speed to get around. You can't really tie anybody up. It's just going to be ugly. Charles, who do you like in this one? You guys struggle versus Tomb Guardians, don't you? Or Camry?
Yeah, I believe it's a great matchup for Camry usually, but not this time. And goes to show, like, Motley, it's just his season. Like, he faced the Rats, remember? Completely busted.
Yep.
He faced me, completely busted as well. And now he gets the Bring Out Your Dead. And then he gets a bye week against Nurgle.
Yeah, this is, again, I said fake season, so this kind of confirms it. Thank you. I hate that when somebody's in the division and they're getting all these choice matchups. And then, like, in my division, I'm the one doing the killing in my division, softening up for the next guy to come through. I'm like, oh, this schedule sucks. Yeah. I hate that.
In a kill division, somebody was gonna get it, and couldn't happen to a nicer race, Dark Elves.
Shut the hell
so
up. Nobody cares about Dark Elves.
Yeah, about this game is just they have the Blodge guards, and it's gonna be too difficult to deal for incomplete Camry team.
Yeah. Rand can always try to rely on his lucky, he'll get those one crazy lucky dice. It might work, but I think
he needs to foul and get everybody out with fouls, but that's very unreliable.
He's got some TV. He's got some cash there. He's gonna have to spend. I don't know what the Bring Out Your Undead can take for inducement.
Chainsaw, always chainsaw.
Right.
It's their only way, I guess.
Hope for the best.
Yes, foul with the chainsaw and see what happens. I don't know.
Bogue Bombers versus Romanian Rebels. Bogue Bombers coming in at a healthy 1800. Romanian Rebels coming down a little sick at 1680. Must have had some removals there. Let's take a look here. The human team comes in completely healthy, and the Romanian Rebels come in missing. Oh, there it is. 3 linemen missing. 1 lineman with block guard, 1 with wrestle kick. So that's interesting.
That wrestle kick guy might not belong for this road, right?
Yeah, he's got an edge bust and a movement bust.
Yeah, kick is good, wrestle is good, but he's now a human player.
Yeah, his movement is really crap now. The other guy's got a movement bust as well, but he's got block and guard. I assume you don't get rid of guard until he's absolutely necessary.
Right.
I like in this one, I'm going to take the Bogue Bombers. Charles, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think it's a good matchup to Dark Elves, and I think the Romanian Rebels can win this one. But I'm picking Bogue Bombers out of respect for how well this guy played against me. So B-Dog for this one.
Yep. Who do you like in this one, Vulpes?
Yeah, I'm gonna go B-Dog here. He has 3 tackle, like 5 guard now, a little double on one of his linemen. You got another mighty blow. Hired an ogre. His team looks pretty fit to destroy some elves.
Wait, he hired an ogre? I'm gonna go with the other team.
I think the ogre.
I gotta go with the other team because every time this guy puts an ogre on the team, bad stuff happens.
So the ogre is named Ralph Wiggum.
Okay, well, he's gonna get hurt. All right, well, I'm just kidding. I go with the Bogue Bomber. Still, I think he's got too much on that team
Oh, it must be
handle.
because Ralph says I'm in danger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in
exactly.
danger.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it.
There you go. Sense of humor. I think that's everybody in the division. That's good series of games we've got coming up here. How's your division going now? We've had you back. You started it was kind of rough. Now you're back on the top. Anything?
It's all about matches. Yeah. So
You just getting good matchups lately.
Yeah, it's been really good matchups for me. Got really lucky with the Blighty Moes not being in the division. That was really kind of the one speed bump that could have just derailed my season.
Absolutely,
but getting a bye there allowed me to be healthy going into the Rand match, which allowed me to dice every living crap out of Rand. So
Yeah.
it's just been things have been falling my way, but I still have a pretty legitimate chance of not making playoffs here. Zazeta has a bye, Motley has the bye as we talked about and has a favorable matchup, and then Laz is really good. So
Yeah, we talked about that. You don't have it
tough for me
locked up
to
yet.
miss playoffs completely, even though I'm top of the division right now.
You don't have it locked up yet, and things can still happen. So that's gonna make it interesting these last couple games. What kind of sucks though is that there's a bye week now, and somebody doesn't have to play, and it kind of stinks if you're in the division.
Imagine
and you
the end of this season if there was no bye week and how exciting it would be, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be great. I think we would see anywhere from like 9 or 10 teams that were fighting for a playoff spot if that bye week didn't exist.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
cool. Oh well, it happens. What we'll do is we will take a quick commercial break. Again, thank you, Volpus, for coming on the show and helping us out. Stick around for the last segment of the show. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our final segment of the show where we kind of sit around, talk shop, see what's going on. We'll take a look at the ELO computer predictions here. Yeti to Conquer they have winning. We Chillin', Vogue Bombers, Ars Gosha. Ars Gosha's only 65% chance. Grody Grains over the Boss Hog Outlaws. Oh, that's interesting. That one's that's the game of the week, I would certainly think.
Yeah, that could change things at the top of the division.
Murdery Space Elf Troop for the win there. Ace Trucking Company. Oh, that's another interesting matchup. Two longtime coaches, Ace Trucking Company and Gourmet Governors. So that's kind of interesting.
So that one already happened and it was a draw. So I'm counting that as a correct result for the ELO system. Like
if it's within 10 points, you can.
45.
So you're counting anything
Right.
within 10 points as a victory for you.
No, when I post the results, I actually just do straight whatever happens. I actually list how many draws happened.
Oh, okay.
So, but on my mind, I'm counting that as a correct result because it's within 5%. Come on. It said the game was close and it was. Right?
All right, I gotcha. Yeah, nothing stands out there except for Ars Gosha, or not Ars Gosha, Grody Green's Boss Hog Outlaws. I guess we're gonna have to tune into that game and see what happens there because that is such a hard matchup for Chaos Dwarves. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Charles, anything going on around the league?
Well, we're getting close to the playoffs. That's the only thing I can think about.
Playoff tickets, Challengers Cup. So there's 4 spots available. Is there an extra spot available here or not? I can't remember. There was something weird with the website. Wasn't showing all the spots available at one point.
Oh no, they fixed that. So
Okay.
now it's 3 playoff spots and then the Challenger Cup. I think
Okay.
at the beginning of the season there was a problem there.
Okay. All right, so you can win it, you can be in it, and the rest of you that are playing some of these top teams, be sure to kill their best player if you're not winning, because nothing makes me happier than seeing it. It's like I had my game last week, and after the match, I told the guy, "Hey, that was funny. The spite blitz he did on me."
Yeah.
No, it's because on the line he could have like killed any hobgoblin, but he took his team around the backside of my team to hit my only killer on the team. So I was like, okay,
Which
well,
is
that's fine.
what he should do.
Absolutely. I told him. I was like, no, that's exactly, if you're not going to win and you're not going to contention, destroy my chances. And then he's like,
Right.
oh, okay, I get it. He thought I was trying to be a baby and whine about it. But I was like, no, dude, that's what I encourage every show. I tell everybody, kill their chances. That's what makes it funnier.
Every once in a while we have that discussion again and again. A turn 16 foul and this and that. And
Yes. I
you
follow
should do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever.
You get full turn 16. I get a 16 turn too. I'm following you.
I mean, yeah, and especially since you play Chorps, like you are already trying to destroy his team
absolutely.
for 15 turns. So why would you be upset for him trying to do it
Listen,
on turn 16?
I think that was part of it. Was like by the second half, he only had like 7 players left, and he just tried to stay away from me. And I was like, no, I'm not having any of that. So I went after his team. So I think that was part of it. He was like surprised
Which
that
is understandable as well. I think you should do it.
you can't just run from another team, because I got to get skill points too by murdering your team. So
I mean, and look, one of the things I think I do well as a coach,
Mhm.
at least I pride myself on, is not letting that kind of situation happen.
Yeah.
Not needing the guy to be merciful.
right.
And so, if it's part of the strategy, like protecting yourself is also positioning, is
Screening
also
well and
strategy.
protecting, yeah.
So you should punish if the guy makes a mistake on positioning. You should punish it. I don't see how it's not a part of the game.
Absolutely. I hate seeing those games where people just let somebody off easy, and then the next person gets an easier game because you didn't take it hard on them. So it's like,
Exactly.
I punish everybody now that I play, because I used to be nicer about it, but now I'm just like, nope, I'm going to foul every freaking turn if I have to. So, no,
Yeah.
I applaud people who do that. So that was the only interesting thing that happened to me last week. Your game coming up, you feel confident?
I don't, as I said,
Okay.
crazy game. So I'm gonna throw dice and see if Nuffle chooses me.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can dodge better than last time around, I would be happy.
All right. So our shows, we're going to release this back on our regular schedule. I know some people were complaining, hey, why do you have Friday night fights, but it's not nighttime when you release it? So I released it at night, and all you whiny babies complained about it. So what do you think about that?
We can change the name of the show.
Friday morning
Lights.
Friday morning fights?
Yeah.
Nah, I like night fights. All right.
Because, okay.
No, go ahead if you had something.
Well, because Friday Night Fights was already a ESPN thing, we can be
Yep.
the Friday morning fights.
Well, I just like Friday Night Fights was an ESPN boxing thing, and then Friday Night Lights is here in America. They do football on Friday nights, so like all around the country, it's Friday Night Lights.
Okay.
I thought combine the two. See how clever I am? I know. All right. No, nobody
that's
cares.
Smart.
Yeah.
So smart.
So smart. I'm a legend in my own mind. All right. We're out of here. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.